What's going on, guys? I haven't been on here in a few days. What right there kind of kills everything. I'm over here at the good old trusty pilot. I'm actually in Kentucky, and you are alive. Yeah, Kyle, I'm alive, man. Just been I've been running pretty hard here the last couple. I'd say probably 3 or 4 days. I've ran my clock out the last 2 days, so it's been literally running, sleeping, eating, shitting, sleeping, and that's about it. But super excited. Wife's getting on the truck tonight. She's going to hang out with me for a couple weeks on the road for my birthday. So hold on, guys. I got to get my other phone because I can't. I'm like David H on this little screen here. Freight's been up. That's good. Yeah, freight's been good, man. So actually, this last so this load, I'm running out to Lawrenceville, Georgia tomorrow, and I got to be there at 1800. So I'm going to roll out of here about 8 in the morning. I'm about 7 hours from there, and I'll have almost $4,000 to the truck for just 2 runs. So we still got basically 4 days to do other stuff. So super excited about that. Last week was a good week. I ran 1,900 miles last week. 3 runs, 1,900 miles, generated almost $3,900 to the truck, and gross pay was almost $1,500. So didn't run super hard. Caught a couple bed sores laying around. Let me turn the volume down. That way, if I'm looking down, guys, I apologize. I'm just trying to keep up with these comments. So, how's everybody been? There we go. Oh, nice pay. Yeah, 1,900 is low. So I'm usually running anywhere from 22 to 3,000 miles. Hey, but I'll take the 1,900 all day long with the pay like that. Like for example, uh, what's up, Mississippi? So let me give you a little example on the so 1,800 miles is what I've ran in these 2 drops that I've done so far. Hey Dale, and like I said, I've almost generated $4,000 for the truck with 1,800 miles. So been pretty good pay. I did have a oh nice upgrading. That's sweet, Mississippi. Congratulations. That's an exciting time, guys. I mean, when people say they're upgrading and stuff, that's a that's an exciting time. I know that, like I said many times before, I love Chad to death, but man, there's just something about getting your own truck, upgrading, and yeah, it's an exciting time. Again, kudos. Uh, So just keep it rolling. So I've had a couple. I don't know if you guys read the comments on some of the blog or some of the videos that I've done, but I had this one jerkwad on there that kept on saying that I was calling it gas, and I still call it gas, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Gas, fuel, diesel, whatever you want to call it. But I told him to go troll another page. I tell you what, this little pilot down here. So I'm in Waddy, Kentucky, which is probably about, realistically, probably about 30 minutes from the house. And I ran out of clock. And my daughter, or our daughter, is bringing my wife down to get on the truck tonight. She'll be here, she said, probably about 10. So it's a 9:11 now. But yeah, I had for those that have watched my videos before, I've talked about Tim, my fleet manager, and we've had our differences and everything, but I can tell you that after, I don't know, I just got tired of it last week, and I complained about it on the videos, and I'm not much of a complainer. I don't think. My wife may say something different about that, but I just feel that if a new student, a new driver, or a veteran driver, for that matter, if they have questions, that's the fleet manager's job to basically answer those questions to the best of his ability. If you don't know the answer, then work on it together to get the answer. But when you go to someone and you feel like you're being talked down to, or belittled, or cut short, or feel dumb about asking a question, in my opinion, that's not cool, and that's not cool. So Chad's talked about it, we've talked about it, Max talked about it, Stefan's talked about it, and I don't think that personally it's he means to do it. I think legitimately, I think it's his personality. But the other day I told him, I said, man, I'm tired of you being rude, dude. I just straight up sent on a Qualcomm, told him, I told him I was tired of being talked down to, and I was tired of him being rude. So ever since then, I don't have to talk to him. If he keeps on giving me good loads and it makes my money right, I'm good with it. But when I have a question, I still, I'll reach out to Chad, and Chad sometimes sleeping or whatever it may be. For the most part, I kind of know what to do and how to do it or whatever. But I just felt like from the time that I've told him that, me and his correspondence, even on the QC, has been different. Good, bad, or I think it's been better. So maybe a lot more people need to speak up. Let me catch up on here. Hey, Joe. This is my father-in-law on here, Joe Smith. Sometimes he's incognito. He's with Brenda Smith, so you got to watch him. Joe, Josh, Brenda. It's usually the same person. Trucker Girl, I've been good. Harmony, I've been good. But I think that's So after I told him that, and the reason why I messaged him on the QC was when I came out of when I was upgrading. So Mississippi, when I was I think it was Mississippi, right? I was upgrading, yeah, Mississippi. So when I was upgrading, you will, if your fleet manager is in Springfield, you'll be able to meet them on that Friday or whatever day you're upgrading or whatever it may be. For my fleet manager, he is in a satellite facility, so he's in Denver, Colorado. So nobody that I know of talking about Chad Bags, anybody that I know has Tim has never met him. He's just in Denver, Colorado. So I talked to Jason. I can't remember his name. Hold on a second. I'll tell you he's the fleet manager. He's a supervisor over all the fleet managers. So I went to him when I was upgrading and discussed with him about, you know, having a concern with my fleet manager, already dealing with him with Chad's truck, and but like I told him, if the money's right, I don't need to talk to the guy. I mean, I just give me the loads, let me worry about running them, and we'll make it work. But I talked to Jason. His name is Jason, the supervisor, and I told him, and he said he knew who he was. He didn't say he had met him personally, but he knew who he was, and if it was still an issue after, give it a couple months, if it was still an issue, we would address it. So that was the reason why I put it on the QC, is because I want documentation that, I've talked to him on the phone, I've told him personally, and this time I wanted to document it that, I'm tired of him being rude. I don't come off rude to him when I'm asking him a question. I don't want his, smart mouth. I've already raised a daughter that, I've already been through that stage. I don't need another kid smarting off to me, and that's what I feel like it sometimes it is with him. Good Mississippi. And but like I said, I ain't got to talk with the guy. Just keep my money going, keep me moving, and not sitting, and we'll be happy. They got this guy circling around right here, man. There's only probably about 30 spots up here, and this is a really small pilot. There's a Love's right down the road as well on the same exit. There's only probably maybe 50 over there, so these have been here forever. But yeah, we're gonna roll out tomorrow morning. So my dilemma today, man. I'm one of them people that overthinks things as far as my time and what's it going to take to get there. Taking consideration of there's going to be an accident here. That guy's in a parking spot that's not even a parking spot, and people can't get through. But I'd blow the horn at him and make him move. Yeah, he's going to hit him with his trailer. But I'm kind of one of them people that, sorry about that, guys. Squirrel. I'm over here watching this truck almost get hit. But I overthink my time, and when I in working in real estate, that was one of the big things that that you had to do as well, as far as, because if you got 10 or 15 houses you got to show to a client, you got to schedule those in advance and be able to go from point A to point Z, and really considering, you're going to be in there 15 or 20 minutes, and you got to go to the other side of town. Oh, you got to hit this side of town, you got traffic. So you got to kind of, plan all this. So that's what I kind of do. So today, I'm about seven. Let's see. I think I'm seven. Remaining time. What we got? 7 hours and 18 minutes is what I'll have to run tomorrow to make it down to Lawrenceville, Georgia, which is just west of. I'm sorry, just east of northeast of Atlanta. So, of course, anybody who's been through Atlanta, you know the freaking traffic is this. You might as well go ahead and tack on another hour or two on that, just to kind of cushion it. So my thing is, I don't want to start my clock too early because obviously I don't want to run out of time. And my only concern is parking once I get there because the 90 does not allow you to check in early, an hour early. I called today; they said they'd let me check in an hour early. But I've messaged a couple people, and there's evidently a little seizures around there, and this distribution center in DC, and so I'll probably be parking there just for a couple hours until my appointment. Then I'll get over there. I've already booked the pilot for tomorrow night because just how it is with Atlanta, man. Parking is so scarce. It's so crazy. Hey, Carmy. Hey, go get you some rest, man. Shoot. So I got up this morning. So this is how. So I left the Georgia plant to go up to where I was hauling the sweet potatoes. Dropped those off in Wisconsin. Then I left Wisconsin and went to the other side by Green Bay in Appleton, Wisconsin. So I went to Appleton, picked up the load I got right now from Nestle. So I basically got 37,000 pounds of ice cream on the truck. So if the man's got a sweet tooth, I know where some ice cream is. But so I did that and picked up, went over there. My time was done, and Tim was really kind of yeah, it's blurry here too. Wow, your video's so blurry. I don't know, man. Like I was a service. It looks clear on my thing. I'm not sure. Let me see what I got here. Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't know why it blurs out like that. Sorry guys, but anyway, so I left Appleton and I delivered or picked up there. My clock was gone, so I had to, and my appointment was at like 5 o'clock. Fell asleep while they was delivering, while they was loading me up, and the trailer, of course, anybody when you're on a live load, you kind of know when they're done. The trailer stops bouncing. So I woke up, left, went down. Actually, had the PC down to the closest truck stop. Slept there. Got up at 1 o'clock, and I ran down here. And I got here probably about, I don't know, 2 o'clock. I had like 32 minutes left on my clock. And so my dilemma was to leave out tonight, like 1 o'clock. About 1 o'clock, I'll get my time back as far as my 10-hour break. Well, my dilemma there is that once I get down there, it's going to be early morning and there's not going to be any parking. I mean, so, and my clock's going to already start running. So I just basically said, I'm not going to start my clock till in the morning. That way I can go ahead and just run it all the way down there. And because in the morning time, you really don't have to worry about parking because typically everybody's kind of gone at that point. You can find a parking spot, 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. But you try to find something between 2 and 6. Actually, you try to find something 2 in the afternoon till 6 in the morning, and you might be struggling. So didn't want to risk it. So that was my dilemma the whole day. But it's been kind of replaying everything in my head. I'm thinking, I've got it's 7 hours and 15 minutes to get down there. So I'm thinking in my head, well, that's realistically 8 hours. Count my 30-minute break, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. You got till noon. Then you got 4 o'clock. That's your 8-hour window. Well, I can check in at 5 o'clock, and it's Eastern time. It's not Central time. So I'm taking that consideration because I'm still in Eastern time right now. But yet again, I want to make sure that I'm allowing myself enough time going through Atlanta. So yeah, I've just been doing this pretty much all day, just going over my head, overthinking it. But I'm not going to be late. That's the thing about it. You can't be late, guys. You start being late, or if accidents happen, I get it. Traffic happens. Just like Chad the other day. Chad was stuck in the middle of the road for an hour because of a fatality accident. Well, things like that happen, and the shipper or the receiver kind of will give you a little bit of slack on that. You still may get a service failure, but it is what it is. I mean, you can't do nothing about that if you're shut down in the middle of the road. But you should always be there. Like tonight, if my wife was not getting on the truck with me, I would have already been in Georgia sitting. But I want her to get on the truck with me, so I'm just now chilling out, waiting on her, and just want to relax and roll out in the morning. Don't worry about it. What's the comments here, guys? I see some comments, but I turn my phone off here. There we go. Here we go. You wasn't far from me, depending on where you were. Appleton worked 45 minutes from the drive, an hour and a half way back and forth. Harmony, I was right there off of Freedom Road in Appleton's where I was at Nestle. Freedom Road. It was a little tight spot too. A little tight little spot. My birthday is next Thursday, the 16th. So she's getting on the truck with me tonight, and she's going to stay. I think she's took off work for 2 weeks. So where her work, she's been there for a long time, so she gets quite a bit of time off on vacation time. So kind of works out good. Lawrenceville, which is northeast of Atlanta, just a little bit. I'd never heard of it, but there's no pilots. There's no nothing there. The closest pilot around is a place, Bell something, and they was already reserved up everything. So, but I already know when I get down there and deliver, even though if I get a load, I'm gonna have to do my 10-hour reset. So I went ahead and booked the pilot down there, which was it's only 15 miles from that location of my drop. So we'll go there, chill out, take a shower. But so I talked to customer service today because I love technology in my app. My pilot app has been like they did an update on it. Typically before the update, um, only your fuel purchases receipts was on the app. Well, if you went to Love's or whatever, they have every transaction as long as you give them, your number or whatever, or your card number, member number, whatever you want to call it. Every transaction was on your Love app. Uh, and Pilot did an update now. That's the case with Pilot. So everything's on there, every purchase, everything. But so when I was speaking with customer service, I was asking them about the shower power because on the app it shows inactive when last month I had it, and he said that was a glitch. That was a glitch. So if anybody works for Prime, if you drive for Prime, you do not have to do the 1,000 gallons a month to get shower power. You only have to do 850 gallons to do shower power, and your app. I don't know if you can see it right here. Right, right here, it says inactive. That will say inactive right now because that's a glitch in the app itself. But if you have once you so check that out right here. Uh, so I got 595 gallons already, and I filled up before I came down here because I knew gas prices here in Atlanta were going to be in the 240s, 230s, 240s. I filled up for 220 um, up in Indiana. So I got a video that that I've done as far as uh, I actually filled the truck up because those that have been following me when I was down Laredo, Texas, when I was doing that live stream, my truck miles on my truck kept on changing. I knew what I had put in it as far as gallons because I always do my gallons, per load. Um, but I would start my truck up and it would say I had 200 miles left. Then it would say I had 18 miles left. Then it would say, I have 115 miles. It kept on changing its mind. And it was freaking me out because, yeah, I knew that I had put the extra in there because I usually, depending on where I'm going to, I'll put about 100 miles. That way I can kind of get somewhere that maybe don't have a, fuel round extra in there. That way I can just run. But when I was doing that live video, it said I had like 18 miles, man. It was freaking me out. And my 90 was only like 6 miles away, but they wasn't a gas station for about 40 miles. So I was kind of freaking out a little bit. But so I always talk about, always doing always putting the amount of fuel in there for the load. I've shot the video. I haven't put it together yet, but of me filling the truck up, completely filling it up. Gas prices were $2.15, and I knew I was going to Wisconsin, and I knew gas prices up there were high, so I went ahead and filled it up. And what I did in there was like, why did I do that? And I did it for a couple different reasons, because of I knew gas prices are going to be 30 cents higher to where I was going. So ultimately, I paid for it in advance by putting that much in there. But I already knew once I got up there, if I didn't have fuel in there, I was going to pay, $40 to $60 more for the same fuel that I could have just got right there. So I went ahead and filled it up, and I'm probably getting about, I don't know, about 1,500 miles, I guess, 15 to 1,600 miles with the full tank. I still watch it, and actually, I filled back up when I left Wisconsin, coming down here, because I know, again, going to Georgia, Atlanta area, gas prices there is just kind of high. So I'm hoping to get a load from Sanderson Farms, so Heather can smell that chicken farm over there. That's going to be really good for her. No, but Sanderson Farms will go to Laredo, Texas, which would be going out west, which would be nice. Because I'm telling you guys, I haven't seen the sunshine in a few days. All that weather from Kansas, all those tornadoes and everything. Good deal. I think I'm subscribed to your channel, Harmony. But thanks for checking out the channel. But all that weather from Kansas, as far as the tornadoes and everything, and the storms, that's what I've been in, not in the Kansas area, but coming up through Chicago, and it basically has been raining really hard. So all the way up to Wisconsin, it did nothing but rain, and all the way back down here, it quit raining a little bit in the Indianapolis area, but it's been pouring down the rain here today in Kentucky. And it's been nice here. What I've been told here for the last few days, it's been really nice. But I think it's supposed to rain tonight, then it's supposed to clear up until, I think, till Sunday. The next rain's not supposed to be till Sunday. But I'm looking forward to some sunshine. Georgia was nice. It was hot. It was hot in Georgia. Got about 88 in Georgia. I do not know why that guy is parked there. He's almost been hit like 3 times. I would spin this around, guys, but this freaking desktop app on your phone, it doesn't want to work with you like your mobile app does. But see this right here? I don't know if you can see this. Let me. You got another truck. Yeah, my thing's not working. I don't know if you saw that or not, but you got a truck trying to turn left right there by the Catskills, and you got somebody parked on the Catskills beside of it, which is not a parking spot. And he's just going to get hit by the in the night. If he had done this, guys, so let me tell you. So I was in. My wife was on the truck with me. Left on Sunday. Sunday, yeah, Sunday, I believe. And we was in Atlanta, and she drove back. She ran to rent a car, drove back home because she had a couple of things to do here before coming out with me for a couple of weeks. So she drove back to Atlanta, and we was at the Petro in Atlanta, which is a huge Petro. I mean, you got probably 300 plus parking spots. I have not seen so many trucks get hit. Like when I was walking back from the walking her to the lift from the Petro, walking back to the truck to leave, I bet I saw, let's say, 5 or 6 trucks, man, that like you could just see their bumper been ripped off, and it was fresh because I mean, like pieces were still laying down on the ground. So why people want to put themselves in predicaments like this guy does? I mean, I get it. There ain't no parking, and he might be tired or whatever, but I mean, that's just asking for an accident right there. Plus, you got Swift right in front of me over here. No, I ain't gonna give Swift no problems, man. I've seen a lot of good Swift drivers out there. Swift is a large company that gets some bad names because you get a lot of newbies, just like Prime. You get a lot of their training school. You get a lot of people just things happen. You got Prime over here beside of me, but well, guys, I won't keep you on here. I was just going to check in with you. Oh, Sarge, formerly Big C, Jason, what's the deal, pickles? Is everything kosher? Everything's kosher, man. That's the only thing that my wife eats is those kosher dill pickles. Tell you, she loves them pickles, man. I got a buddy, man. He's a bourbon buddy of mine, and his name, for those that wants a good laugh or whatever, his name is Mr. Pickles on Instagram. Check him out, man. He's hilarious. I mean, he's a good, really good guy, but he does some silly stuff with the pickles and the way his teeth is. He's just a goofy guy. But I get tired. Get tired. I've been up since I got up at 1 o'clock in the morning yesterday, and well, this morning I guess, and drove down here, and I actually took a nap for my 30-minute break. I took an hour nap for my 30-minute in Indianapolis, right outside of Indianapolis today. You start running that clock down 8 hours without taking a break, man. I got a little tired. I've done it for the last 3 days like that. I'm kind of concerned too. Is we may end up having to do a 34, depending on what kind of loads we get going out of Atlanta or going out of Georgia. Because as of right now, now I'll get back midnight tonight, but I only have 9 hours and 46 minutes on my 70. Now I'll get back. I'll get back almost 5 hours. Then I'll get back 11 hours. So I'll be good, I think. But we may just have to do another 34 on Sunday or something if we ain't getting no loads in. Go ahead and refresh that clock. Go out and have a little dinner with the wife. Jeff, what's going on, man? So is my rain will continue. So Jeff, just for you, man, like the last two videos I put out, I've actually instead of running the looped the video or the music, I've changed the music just for you because you keep on bitching about the music. So I hope that suits your fanny the way the music has been done for the last two times, maybe three times, because I try to listen to it, and if it annoys me, I'll change it. So, Kenworth, where you at? I feel so special. Yeah, I know, man. Yeah. No music, shitty music, slow music. So I was like, damn, Jeff needs to buy me a freaking thing. And what you said about if you're not monetized, don't worry about it. Well, if everybody thinks like that, how are you going to get monetized? Not that that's my goal at any rate or whatever, but if your channel gets shut down, I mean, what the hell are you doing? I mean, I've got a lot of videos on here that I don't want my damn channel shut down. So we'll just continue doing it like we doing it. Shelby, I don't know about making bank, but I'm surviving. I'm surviving. Totally, totally surviving. I think you can make good money out here if you want to run, 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 and run. A lot of people complain and bitch about, they ain't making no money or whatever, but I mean, if they ain't making no money, what are they doing? I mean, they're either jacking up their clock or they're going to their appointments late or they're getting service failures or they're not washing their gas, they're speeding, you know. I'm new, guys. I'm new to trucking, had never done trucking before, and I'm and I bitch about not moving a lot sometimes. Like the other day when I was in Illinois, I sit there for freaking, I don't know, 24 hours or something like that, waiting on a damn get unloaded because my appointment wasn't till at 10 o'clock at night. I got there at freaking 5 in the morning because they asked me originally if I can get there at 6 in the morning. I figured if I got there at 5, they would at least unload me, but they said no, they couldn't do it. It was going to be until the next day or that night. So I sit there all day for that. Went out, had me a little dinner. But I was bitching about sitting there. And hell, I still brought home $1,400 and sat for freaking 2 days pretty much. People bitch just a bitch like me about the music, right? That's right. I'm sorry to hear that, Kenworth. Condolences to you and your family. My mom's birthday was April 2nd, and she passed away in 2012. So it doesn't get any easier. I'll tell you that, Kenworth. It doesn't get any easier. But tired of this rain, guys. Tired of this rain. Kind of curious on when I'm gonna get loaded up out of there tomorrow. I didn't realize. It's funny that how different, and I get the reason because of the miles and everything, but how different the runs is from the solo and the team drivers. I mean, I would think at least the the places would be, similar, whatever, but I haven't been to one place yet that we've been other than Laredo that we went on for solo when I was on Chad's truck. But I tell you what, I was in a place the other day over at Pepsi, and in Georgia. Uh, Actually, yeah, that was in Georgia. Uh, the docks, man, were super tight. I didn't have any issue going in because I didn't have anybody on the sides of me, so I had a little bit more forgiveness. And the crazy thing about it was, it almost reminded you of how a truck stop is. You had all these trucks or trailers in front of you. Then the docks were just like really close to those trucks. So you had to pull up multiple times. Well, there's this guy that came in there, and it was in Pepsi. So this is what really surprises me too, is how many different procedures that that different places have. It could be the same Walmart, but at a different location. And it's funny how each of those different facilities have their own procedure. Meaning, for example, Walmart, if you everything's a live load. Some of them you have to detach your truck. Some of them you just have to take off your glad hand of your red glad hand. Um, some of them you gotta not even unattach, but you gotta put down your landing gear and unattach your red glad hand. And if you try to pull out before you have paperwork in hand, you could get charged $3,000. That's a Walmart DC. Well, this Pepsi was super tight, and you had to disconnect, put down your landing gear, obviously, and your seal is in the back of the trailer. So once you get the green, you can leave. You just gotta seal it up, go to the guard shack, and they give you your paperwork. Well, when I did all that, guys, I got so frustrated. And this was when my wife had just got off the truck, and man, they loaded me. I don't know if it was whether they positioned it or what, but I mean, it was 45,000 pounds, and I had never had a load that big. And when I drove it out of there, man, I was like, man, this thing is heavy. I mean, I knew it was heavy. And I was looking at the paperwork, and I saw it was 45,000 pounds. And so my gauges were not calibrated correctly on my trailer. Now I've calibrated my own gauge up here for the tractor once when I got the truck, but and it was, I mean, it was off like 2 or 3 thousand pounds. So when I pulled into the pilot and got on the scale to weigh it, I was 35,000 pounds on the trailer, and I was showing 30,000 pounds up here, and I was showing 32,000 pounds back there in the trailer, and I knew it wasn't right because I mean, obviously, when you drive it, you can feel the difference. And I mean, I sit there for probably about 15, 20 minutes, guys, trying to fix that, slide the tandems, get everything right, and I finally got it right. But I got so frustrated with it, having to do it. He came off a run on Sunday, not feeling well, passed on Monday, but what he did. Yeah. So he was a truck driver too, I assume. I tell you guys what, man, I like trucking. I definitely could see how if I could definitely see back in 2006 when I originally wanted to do trucking, that trucking, if I would have done it in 2006, it probably wouldn't have worked out so good, just because of our daughter's age, and just it wasn't the right time in my life to do it. I could definitely see it would not have been a good experience. And this guy still better get hit again over here. So now people are going through the opposite side of the Catskill just to try to avoid from hitting him. But it's been good. Trucking's been good. It's been aggravating at times. It's been frustrating at times, and I can honestly say that I haven't thought of saying, man, I'm gonna go back home, because my wife would be ecstatic. She don't mind me being out here, but obviously your spouse would want you back at home, and I still got the real estate running, but it's I really enjoy it. I like to enjoy a little bit more of the sunny weather, but it'll come. Just like the snow went away, it'll come. It will come. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna jump off here. Wife will be here shortly, maybe. But you guys be safe out there. Be good. If you're not good, at least be good at it. What's that? Need to get your wife in and then do it together. Shelby, she has no desire to do it. I mean, really, she was, and I can honestly say this because she said this the other day, is she can barely drive a car along an 18-wheeler. So, and I think she could drive an 18-wheeler. I just think that the backing would be an issue for her, because she cannot back it. Like, she cannot back a car up for nothing. So, but she drives good. She just fronts. She don't like to drive all the time. But you guys be safe. Be good. I'm out.